when we use a package, we're actually designing their support for them. We're saying, I'm going to see you for your first appointment, and then I will see you subsequently for at least 4 or 5 more appointments. They will initially be 2 weeks apart, and then they will move to 3 weeks apart, and then they will move to monthly, then they will move to quarterly once we've dealt with the issues. So we're designing their support for them when we give them a package. And what it does for us is it creates financial predictability and stability, but it creates that for the client as well. They have predictability. They have stability. It reduces our admin, like they're going to come back, they've already paid, it's automated through this Hey Presto, but it does improve outcomes.
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes, because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? So it's really humid here today, and unfortunately it's making me cough. There's a lot of dust. We've had a big storm come through. I'm now at the base of a hill, and it's South Australia. So we excel in hot weather and dust. We don't do a lot of rain. Rain is for the rest of years. Because Australia is a continent, it's a really Australians, you're all sitting there going, yeah, dude, we know. But most of you don't know about South Australia. So what happens is the rain comes into Queensland, right? All the top of Queensland all gets flooded. And then the water slowly comes across to that huge lake in the middle, Lake Eyre. And then it slowly comes into the Murray-Darling Basin. And then slowly, literally months later, they have a storm and a flood in Queensland. And months later, we have flooding in South Australia because the water finally gets to us. So it's just the way the original explorers saw, oh, there's an ocean in the middle. They were trying to find a sea in the middle of Australia. And no, there isn't a sea. There is a huge lake, and thank you, Queensland, for taking the brunt of the weather, but sending us the water. We're very happy. But it's got to get here. And in the meantime, we have weather that's not really weather. July, August, we have horrible weather. We have storms and rain, and it's proper winter weather. But the rest of the time, we'll have wind. We've got lots of eucalyptus trees, got lots of leaves and dust. So it makes me cough. So when I'm doing these little cough things, yeah. Anyway, now, what are we talking about? So we're in the month of March, 2026, and no point going on about March 16th now. So it's on that. So what are we going to talk about today? We have been talking about our finances, and what have we been talking about? We've been talking about the feast and famine. We've been talking about the worry, about setting our prices with confidence and making sure that our pricing doesn't undermine us, or we don't undermine our pricing. Interesting conundrum, hey? So I thought, since I talked about pricing, I think I touched on packages last week. And I think it's really important that we actually dive a little bit into packages and how can you do a package. So when we do a package, so I go to my physiotherapist and I do an exercise class, I do a Pilates class, and with physiotherapist. And if I pay for 5, I get 1 free. But I don't get the receipt to go through my private health insurance until I've finished all of them. So if you are someone who has codes for private health and those are coming back to naturopaths, I actually found it a bit of a relief when they went away, because I did actually find that a structural problem with my pricing back in the day, because after 3 appointments as a naturopath, the money had run out and they hardly got anything anyway. They're like $20. And they'd be like, oh, my private health has run out. I'm not going to get anything now. And I'm like, well, not my problem. Get different private health. But once it stopped, which was a real shock, because what we do is evidence-based, as you all know. And so we can, yeah, we know that. It's evidence-based what we do. So we were rightly shocked and upset that we lost our private health rebates and the codes. But it actually transformed my business, and that I no longer had to care about that. I no longer had to worry about people going, oh, my money's run out, because people had the realization that I'm not well. It's up to me to do these things, and I just have to do these things. And suddenly my clients started staying longer. I didn't have an issue with them coming back. And coming back is often the problem that people have. So one-off consults make us struggle with stability. We have to remember that, how are we going to do this, right? How are we going to get our client to come back? So that's on how we speak to them. That's on the use of language within the consult. That is on understanding how to connect and communicate with our client to get them to come back. But when they see this one-off thing, we as the practitioner then go, oh, I've got to book them in again. I've got to take the money. And that is the problem, because our clients want to come back. That was my discovery when I lost the rebate. I discovered that my clients do actually want to come back. And I would say, your next appointment, and they go, oh, when's that? Oh, they actually want to come back. How interesting. How novel. So the one-off thing makes things hard. Once I got good at it, I was able to get people to come back. It wasn't a problem. But sometimes it can be a problem, especially if our confidence isn't up there. So it's when we sell a package, we're selling sessions in bulk, and we're designing their support for them. They have to understand what they're going to get in that sessional grouping. So that means that they're seeing you for that first appointment, and they're coming for the follow-up to go through results of whatever analysis or test they've had. That we're going to project to the future. We're going to find the right herbs and supplements. So when you're starting out, prescription on the day is really hard. I've got a couple of rules. One of those rules is, if you are on more than 5 or more, not just more than 5 or more medications, so doctor prescribed or self-prescribed medications, then I will not prescribe you anything except diet change at the first appointment. That is a rule that I have, because we're going to spend so much time doing contraindications, and I'm a herbalist. And of course, we've got contraindications, right? So we've got to really think about, how am I going to do this? And if we're just selling the one session, then are we selling a magic wand, right? I used to actually have a magic wand in my office. It wasn't intentional. My daughter had come in with a wand, and I really think she thought that it was practical or useful. She just happened to be dressed up in the most bizarre combination of clothes I can, in my mind's eye. She had on stripy leggings, mindful, so summer's day in South Australia, so we're talking 35 degrees. She had on stripy black and white leggings, gumboots with flowers on them. She had a skirt with tulle, and flowers and stuff on it. Then she had a stripy, black and white stripy t-shirt. Then she had a black and white stripy baby's cardigan. I don't know where she found it, but she managed to stretch it onto herself. She then had a cape. She had like a gazillion, trillion necklaces, and she had a tiara. And she came into my office with her wand. I've got no clue what the interaction was between the two of us at the time. I think I might have taken a photo, actually. I just said, you look stunning, darling. I have to take a photo. But she left the wand and wandered out. So that meant that I then had a wand in my office. And because I worked in the front room. So she only walked into the front room, saw me, left the wand and left. It wasn't like she walked all the way to my bricks and mortar building, 5 kilometers away as a 4-year-old and left her wand. So I had her wand in my office and people would just say the most outrageous things. And I'd be like, oh, hang on a minute. I've got my wand over there. I'll see if it's working today. And somebody said to me, oh my God, Geraldine, like your confidence. I couldn't even say that to a client. I'm like, no, you couldn't say that to a client, but I can say that to a client. When clients say to me, oh, I haven't done anything. I must be your worst ever client. And no, let's skip the middleman. Just put your appointment costs straight into my bank account. We won't even use credit card. We'll save on credit card fees. Just pop the money straight into my bank account and then we'll be good. It doesn't matter. I'm good with that because it's not my health that's going on now. It's your health. And if I've asked you to do too many things or you're struggling with it, then that's why you're here, to talk about that. You're not my worst client. This is just a learning process for you and we have to change stuff to suit you. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So when we use a package, we're actually designing their support for them. We're saying, I'm going to see you for your first appointment, and then I will see you subsequently for at least 4 or 5 more appointments. They will initially be 2 weeks apart, and then they will move to 3 weeks apart, and then they will move to monthly, then they will move to quarterly once we've dealt with the issues. It might be you've got a lot of issues going on, in which case I'm going to see you more regularly, probably forever, just like you see your GP or your physio or anybody else. All right, that's the way it works. So we're designing their support for them when we give them a package. And what it does for us is it creates financial predictability and stability, but it creates that for the client as well. They have predictability. They have stability. It reduces our admin. Like they're going to come back, they've already paid, it's automated through this Hey Presto, but it does improve outcomes because we know that there's a system with this client. We know that this is what we're going to do today. Then we're going to see them again. We're going to take their initial consult. Then we're going to work out their supplement system or supplement regime, whatever you want to do. It's going to be delivered to them via Araya or Natural Script or whoever it is you're using, Integria, whatever it is. Then they're going to get their supplements because they're going to purchase them separately, right? But you get the kickback from the companies. You can choose how much kickback you get, but that reduces our admin as well because they're doing that. You're not doing that. What else is happening is we're not overcomplicating things and we're not undercharging because it's a set amount. They're buying those with you. Now, okay, I gave my physio example. I do 5, I get 1 free. We're not going to do that as nutritionists and naturopaths, but what we are going to do is offer them some sort of a bonus. So we're going to say, yeah, you'll get a meal planning as part of your appointments if you buy it as predictable, or offer them anything. You different or upsell. You're just going to go, this creates predictability. This is the system we need. This is how it works for me. That's what I put in mind. And that works because they can see and understand, oh, I'm going to see you for that many times anyway. This means that I've got accountability. I've got skin in the game and I'm going to do it. So they protect our energy packages, okay, as well as protecting our income. And that's what this month is all about. The other thing they do, they make our boundaries easier, right? Because we're stating within that package what the person is getting, how much contact they're getting with you, how they're getting that content, when they're seeing you. You're also stating what your refund policy is, all of those things. So all your T's and C's are all coming out within that package. So your boundaries are set as well, which is brilliant because that's what you want. You want your client to know exactly what is going on for them, when they're going to do it, and how it moves forward. All right. So I guess there's a reflection question here as well, isn't there? If I design support around outcomes, so the finished product around outcomes, what would change? Because a package is about outcomes. It's not about seeing you right now. It's about the outcome at the end. And the outcome is what they want. You are working with women with female hormone issues. You like working with your PCOS, so you're advertising to PCOS. Somebody looks at this and they go, I want to come and see you So what is the outcome for that? So they're going to see you for 6 appointments or 5 appointments, whatever it is. They're going to see you on a regular basis. And within that, you are going to do X, Y, Z with the expected outcome that their PCOS symptoms will improve. Okay. And how are you going to rate that? Well, each time you see them, you're going to keep really good notes. And each time you see them, you say, last time I saw you, you weren't doing this, that wasn't happening, and the other thing wasn't happening. Now we've got half a result on that thing's totally cleared up, and that thing still needs to be addressed. Okay. So next time I see you, and so then you're at appointment 4, and you go, okay, on our very first appointment, you came to me with XYZ. By appointment 3, we'd resolved X. By appointment 4, we'd resolved Y. And today you've just informed me that we have resolved problem Z. Okay? A very clear, structured outcome for them to see, because we're making sure that we're reiterating from the beginning the changes from the beginning to the changes for now. So what did I just say before? I said your reflection question, what was it? It was, if I designed support around outcomes, what would change? Interesting, hey? So I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to do the thing. Go down, give me 5 stars, babies, please. Or you just scroll down on your app. You're on your phone right now. I'd really appreciate it. I need to update some of those reviews, and I would love you to review me, please. So that way other people find my podcast. Because if you've stayed all the way to the end, then it was obviously worth it for you, wasn't it? Now, next week, and what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about money decisions, I reckon. I reckon I'm going to, because it's the end of the month, I'm going to make sure that we get it all together. We talk about our core intention. Yeah, let's talk about our core intention to sort of close the money month of March. And don't forget I've got the Monday group. Don't forget I've got sessions that you can book in and chat with me, because I would love to catch up with you. I would love to meet you. If you just want to email me, I would love that too, Geraldine@mentoringwithgeraldine.biz. I would love to hear from you. So I hope you had a good one today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to catching up with you on the next podcast. See ya.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.